NPC-MPN Schools Athletics Championship ends in Uyo as Governor Pabio commends organizers for a successful outing. Women in the state join others at the world over to celebrate this year's International Women's Day. Plus, people of Ibedu in Nsretai local government area endorse President Jonathan Udomi-Manuel and all PDP candidates in the forthcoming elections. Good morning and welcome to KBC 405 News. I am Miriam Ekbuti. Therefore, NNPC-MPN School Athletics Championship came to an end with Ikorikpene Sports Zone emerging the overall winners with 9 players followed by Uyo and Eket in second and third positions. The event took place at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium was the first athletics championship to be held at the stadium since its inauguration.
Its inauguration, the Uyo International Stadium had only fielded football matches, while its beautiful tartan tracks were yet to be matched by spike shoes or its luscious field drilled by javelin, discus or shot put. The final of the Athletics Championship, sponsored by the NNPC-MPN joint venture, afforded the world-class facility to test run its capabilities, and the results were impressive. Over 500 athletes, provided with canvas and spike shoes, competed in 12 sports to admiration of the guests and spectators.
By Ekem's goal, for Ekem's goal, I can see from afar for the jumping team of the ball. This is
Happy at the construction of the stadium, the student athletes celebrated the governor with a gift showing the picture of the stadium, and were in turn blessed by the governor as every one of them went home with 5,000 naira. Governor Pabio commended the organizer of the championship, Mr. Paul Bassi, for bringing up the idea for support by Mobile Producing Nigeria and NNPC NAPIMS to harness the talents of youths of the state. The governor challenged the youths to make greater use of the stadium for greater exploits in sports, describing the sports industry as one of the few multi-billion naira generating businesses in the world.
We want Akwa Ibom children to rise to international glory, to attract huge payback checks. We want to produce more sportsmen and women that will partake in the huge benefits in the sports industry. This Akwa Ibom State NNPC-MPN Secondary Schools Athletics Championship gives us hope that we are on the verge of achieving that ambition. Therefore, let me congratulate the participating schools and all the athletes who have taken part in this competition.
The representative of NNPC Julie expressed the willingness of a joint venture in promoting youths to express themselves, a resolve shared by the General Manager, Public and Government Affairs of NPN, Mr. Paul Arinze. Mr. Arinze received NPN's determination to the Akwa Ibom State Government develop in secondary schools youth.
For 14 of those years now, we have continued to sponsor the Athletics Championship for secondary schools as one of the corporate commitments of the NNPC-MPN joint venture.
It is a testimony to NNPC and Nigerians in using sports to develop the state and indeed Nigeria.
Organizer of the championship and managing director of the Limited, Mr. expressed satisfaction with the records and time achieved at the final and said the establishment of the international stadium will help develop sports in the state.
The children were delighted. I mean, most of them are seeing their governor flesh for the first time, and they're on top of the world. We want to thank him for honoring the youths. We made a special appeal to him. The youths are grateful for the certificates that he has provided to them, this legacy that we are leaving. And they said so. He said they wanted to see him, and he came and obliged. We are really, really grateful to him.
By dignitaries present, including the overall prize presented by Governor Akpabio. Justice Udo reporting.
Governor Godswill Akpabio has described the 20th Anniversary Specialist Hospital as a bold step in the revolution in the medical profession in the country. Governor Akpabio stated this at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding with the Cardio Medical Services Limited on the management of the 20th Anniversary Specialist Hospital, ITAM. Adam Asai has more.
Speaking after the signing of the MOU, Governor Akpabio, noting that his administration had since inception in 2007 had the vision of providing the best healthcare system in West Africa, and commended the construction team for expeditious delivery of the project. Chief Akpabio urged Cardio Care Medical Services to maintain standard at the hospital while assuring that the state government will give all the cooperation required to make the hospital a reference point.
So let me in advance congratulate Cardio Care Medical Services Limited and welcome my brothers from the Swiss and American hospital management group and hospitals who have been to your hospitals to know the standards. And also congratulate the good people of Bioresearch for this lead, this quantum lead.
The leader of the team and director of Cardio Care Medical Services, Mr. Yomi Johnson, commended Governor Godswill Akpabio for his developmental strides, especially in the healthcare sector. He maintained that the hospital will, on inauguration, positively affect the landscape in medical care in Nigeria and the West African sub-region, while also reducing capital flight.
People will come in for healthcare from all over West Africa, from all over Africa. So, Your Excellency, this is a wonderful achievement. And the other shortcoming is that we don't have a helicopter. We're picking people around the country. This hospital is going to be busy. It's going to be overwhelming. The health infrastructure is just going to change.
Earlier, while making a presentation, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Mayowa Sibasi, have stressed that the specialist hospital will, among other things, uplift healthcare standard in Nigeria, serve as a best referral center in West Africa, and promote medical tourism in Nigeria. Adam Asai reporting.
Women in the state yesterday joined their counterparts the world to celebrate this year's Women's International Day. They were led by the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ekaito Norma Akpabio, to the Apostolic Church, 69 Oron Road, Uyo, for a Thanksgiving service in commemoration of the event. Details of the report is here presented.
Speaking at the event, Mrs. Akpabio called for the passage of Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill to protect women and girls' abuse. She said although women in Akwa Ibom State have broken gender barriers to emerge trusted partners with their male counterpart in politics, there was still need for everyone to join government to stop cases of rape and other forms of gender-based violence. Mrs. Akpabio appealed to religious organizations to take the lead in ensuring that the rights of women are respected right from the family level. She called on women to go out en masse to exercise their fundamental right in the forthcoming general elections.
You first of all, as a woman, you need to believe in yourself and in your capacity and what you are capable of doing. Somebody can open a door for you. That does not mean you cannot use your hand or you use your legs and you close that door.
In his sermon, the Uyo Area Superintendent of the Apostolic Church, Apostle Samuel Isaiah, said, empowering women to fully participate in economic life across all sectors is essential to building stronger economies and achieving internationally agreed goals for development and sustainability. He said an empowered woman contributes to the health and productivity of her family and community, as well as improves prospect for next generations. He said girl education plays a crucial role in achieving gender equality and stressed the need for women and girls to picture a world in which there is no violence against them in the home, workplace, church, and society.
Let's look in it was 1950s in this country. Who is still woman? A woman's education was nonsense. I want to know one from where we did and the bank for. No matter how rich the father was, make him woman and him for. No matter how rich the mother was, nobody encouraged the women in this country somehow.
The Thanksgiving service attracted women across the 31 local government areas of the state, including the wife of the PDP governorship candidate, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, who led the women in songs of praises to God. This year's International Women's Day has as its theme, empowering women, empowering humanity.
Women have been advised to play key roles in improving the country's health system and education, as well as ensure socio-economic growth. The Group Managing Director, Rose of Sharon Group, and Executive Vice Chairman, Fanfa Oil Limited, Mrs. Folarunsho Alakija, gave the advice in a keynote address at this year's Women International Day, organized by the Center for Gender Studies, University of Uyo. Olubayo Kindele reports that the event took place at the F Lecture Theatre of the university.
Mrs. Folarunsho Alakija highlighted lack of equal access to education, conflicting cultural beliefs, domestic violence, female genital mutilation, social exclusion, and sexual harassment as some of the problems faced by women in the society. She cited the likes of Malala Yousafzai of Pakistan, Margaret Thatcher of England, Nigeria Minister of Information, Mrs. Mobolaji Johnson, as women who have made marks in their respective fields and urged women to emulate their success. Mrs. Alakija said when women were relegated to the background and enjoined women to venture into business, to her is one of the ways through which they can gain economic freedom and independence.
In many countries, women are not entitled to own property or inherit land. Social exclusion, honor killing, female genital mutilation, trafficking, restricted mobility, and early marriage, among others, deny the right to health to women and girls.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Kopo, called on women to focus on the tangible and intangible aspects of development and implore them to keep studying so as to add values to themselves.
Women are unique human beings endowed with great potential. They have power to build a nation and equal power to sink a nation. It was Dr. Mike Mondo, the American evangelist, who said that the quality of a nation is determined by the quality of its women.
The Chair of Education and Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria, who by the Secretary in the Ministry, Mrs. Arich, said the government of Akwa Ibom State will continue to support and encourage women who run for elective offices. She said government has introduced various programs aimed at empowering women, especially at the grassroots level, and advised them to embrace them.
International Women's Day is therefore a global day celebrating the economic, political, and social achievements of women, past, present, and future. It is a day to celebrate women's successes and also remind of the inequalities still to be addressed.
An award was later presented to Mrs. Folarunsho Alakija by the Vice Chancellor of the institution for her outstanding contribution to women empowerment and development in the country. And outside the university community undertook past to add color to the occasion. The 2015 International Women's Day, with the theme "Make It Happen," is celebrated every 8th of March. Olubayo Akindele reports.
We'll do a short break now. When we come back, the news continues. Just stay with us.
Campaign.
At the time and saw in the man. Therefore, it's a man military. When finally His Excellency Ajopo Minister, they can be looked at a Moses. When you look at what you get, Joseph, Agapanda, and I do for them. At the amount of one sitting on a quarter of the mark of the when they make a full of it, all of us at the full of the somebody in a man. Is that
Udom is right and fair. Udom is the best. For Kwai said, Udom is right and fair. Behold our next governor.
So good to have you back. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ekaito Norma Akpabio, on Saturday took her women mobilization campaign to Ibno, Esrek, and Eket local government areas to convey support for election of all PDP candidates. Mrs. Akpabio, who was received by women of the 3 local government areas, presented the wife of the PDP governorship candidate, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, to the women. The story is here presented.
The first port of call of the campaign team was Upenekang, headquarters of Ibeno, where the governor's wife and her entourage were received amidst pomp and ceremony by the council chairman, Mr. Henry Ekbenko, as well as the women. Addressing the women, the First Lady advised them to remain steadfast in their support to the ruling party, noting that PDP has demonstrated high sense of commitment to the welfare of women. Mrs. Akpabio said PDP, apart from giving women opportunities to serve, has equally initiated and executed women-friendly programs, including free education for a girl child and free medical services for pregnant women. From Upenekang, Mrs. Akpabio went to Ukwo, headquarters of Esreket local government area. There she told the women that a vote for PDP is a vote for more women empowerment, job creation and provision of more infrastructures in rural communities. The chairman of Esreket and some women assured the First Lady that the people of Esreket will vote massively for PDP candidates in view of the outstanding performance of the ruling party. The last port of call of the campaign was Eket, where the First Lady was received with songs of solidarity like Sweet Mother. The women of Eket, who were gorgeously dressed in green attire, expressed gratitude to the governor's wife and entourage with Udom song, while political stakeholders watched in admiration. Speaker after speaker in Eket promised to deliver PDP.
Everybody in Eket would stand with our own. We know our own. We will not throw our own away because Udom Emmanuel is our son.
In 1999, women were not so much involved. Why are they so involved today? It is because of Unama. If we don't put you in it, we are not through
is your disciple.
The governor's wife presented the wife of the PDP flag bearer to the people of Eket.
Eket women. Eket local government. You have a candidate in our party.
In her remarks, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel promised the people of Ibeno, Eket and Eket more dividends of democracy if her husband is voted into power.
I encourage Iban, Iparaga, and because of that, you have to comfort it. Because we'll keep on doing what is right.
In all the local governments visited, women came out in their numbers to give a rousing welcome to their august visitors. Iyagino Paul reporting.
In its efforts to protect the environment, the State Environmental Protection and Waste Management Board will commence the evaluation, licensing and registration of contractors involved in dredging business in the state. The exercise, of which will commence today, 9th March 2015, will involve inspection of dredging and waste management sites. A statement by the Secretary of the Board, Elder Senuko, says the sale of application forms and site evaluation of existing dredging outfits will last for 2 weeks, from Monday today, 9th March 2015 to March 23. The statement indicates that from 24th May 2015, no dredging company will be allowed to carry out dredging activities in any part of the state without site approval and the operation license or permit by the state government. The statement further advises contractors, individuals and corporate bodies to visit the agency's office at the New Park Road, Itam, Uyo, for registration and inquiries. It states that the agency will commence the prosecution of all contractors or companies operating without registration. The people of Ibedu community in Sreta local government area have endorsed the candidature of President Goodluck Jonathan Udom Emmanuel as governor and all the PDP candidates in the area in the forthcoming general elections. The people reached the resolution at a meeting with the members of the traditional institution, stakeholders, youth assembly and the clergy. Iyagino Paul has the details.
Addressing the people of Ibedu in Sreta local government, the convener of the meeting and president Ibedu Youth Assembly, Prince Enefia Wata, said the meeting was to rub minds with his kinsmen on the need to support the government of the day. Prince Atta, who is also the international president of Bowen Ditonsid Worldwide, said with Udom as the governor, the uncommon transformation witnessed in the state will be consolidated upon, while employment opportunities will be created through industrialization. The youth president frowned at oath taking Biam by some youth of the community given to them by the opposition, but enjoined everyone to vote President Jonathan, Mr. Udom Emmanuel as governor, and other PDP candidates in Sretai to attract development to Ibedu community. Prince Atan noted that over a time, Ibedu has not produced a local government chairman and appealed to government and the PDP candidates to ensure that Ibedu takes turn this time around in producing the local government chairman.
For PDP in Ibedu land, I can assure the people that can't think what I want to do. They are from Ibedu. Iraq is support of PDP as the ruling party. I mean, the revenue, the building collectively, I have a better for us.
The village head, Akpan Tomi, former member of the State House of Assembly, and Abel William deliver PDP in the area with 100% votes. They appealed to government to come to the aid of the community by ensuring that the zoning arrangement of producing a local government chairman is kept, stressing that it is the turn of Ibedu to produce the next council chairman.
Yeah, that's why
Speaker after speaker, including the Speaker of the Ibedu Youth Parliament, Johnny Akpan Monday, Akpan Jimmy, Chibu and Yeti Ibara, supported the candidature of President Jonathan Udom, Mark Eset, and other candidates of the area. The call to sons and daughters into key positions in government, noting that for 7 years now, Ibedu person has not been the chairman of Nseretai local government area.
Come back together.
A resolution reached at the meeting indicated that about 5,000 people that left PDP have returned to the party, that Ibedu is in support of the re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan, in support of Chief Akpabio's succession plan, and that the local government chairmanship slots of Nseretai should come to Ibedu.
It is the responsibility of man to worship God, considering his faithfulness and love upon them. This was the impression of Christians during yesterday's Sunday service in churches in Uyo. Patience John has the details.
Worshipping God is an essential responsibility of man. It is a way to show appreciation to God for his love towards mankind, as well as thank him for bestowing him with the gift of life and
after man had fallen out from the hand of God, then it was only Jesus Christ who came down and died on the cross. That is why we remember him, to worship him and follow him.
God has given us the 6 days to do our own work, and he has chosen only this day for us to worship him.
The Bible says that we should leave everything for a one day, and that is a Sunday, to go and worship God. So that is why I am here. I am doing his ordinances. I'm keeping his commandment.
It is very necessary because God created us to worship him. In the book of Genesis, God created us in his own image. But if I am alive today, what can I glorify my God? So I want to tell them out there, they should rise up and glorify the Lord.
Worshippers at the Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry, Uraudofia Street, Uyo, were told by Pastor Sam Etuk to prepare for the final call while alive. Pastor Etuk reminded Christians that they will give account for their lives when they die, and admonished them to live a life acceptable by God. He advised them not to be distracted by the cares of this world, but continue to look up to God and mend their ways in order to make heaven.
Our accountability, time to present that account is very close. A woman must start to prepare his account.
The Sunday School Choir of the Apostolic Church, Utang, and that of Asiarobufa Prayer House, Ikorokubo Fort, render tunes to the glory of God.
It's everything to me. It's my father, my mother, my sister, my brother. It's everything to me.
Faithful of the Zion Deliverance Ministry, you were in high spirits during the church service. They sang and waved in happiness to thank God for his benevolence on them. Preaching on the power of the spoken word, Bishop Sunday Uwa told the congregation to trust in God, who according to him is able to turn the situation around for the better. Citing the story of Lazarus in the Bible, the clergyman said, God who turned Lazarus dead to life can do so to anyone who believes in him.
He transformed darkness into light. God will transform emptiness to fullness.
Today is the second Sunday in the month of March. Patience John reporting.
You can watch AKBC News by logging on to www.akbc.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45 or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's the package this morning, but just before we go another look at the top stories. The Akwa Ibom State NNPC MPN School Athletics Championship has ended in Uyo with Ikorekpene Sports Zone emerging the winners. We also brought you a report that women in Akwa Ibom State have joined others the world over to celebrate this year's International Women's Day. That's a package. We thank you for spending your time with us. Have a pleasant week ahead. Good morning.